welcome to another video. So this week's video is a continuation from the past two videos I've done where it is what beauty products that I have. We'll just call it that. Anyway, so first thing on today's list, number one, I am not sponsored. Number two, this is all going to be about hair and fake hair. We can also go with my real hair. So as you can tell, versus some of my past videos that I have put up, I have purple hair now, and I did that myself. I like to do my hair at home. Please don't come after me, Brad Mondo. And I am also not showing how I do my hair at home because I already know he's gonna probably hate it. Anyway, for hair dyeing, I do have, a brush, I have a bowl, I have the dye, I have everything that I need to dye my hair at home. And usually I do all one color, or if I'm not doing one color, I don't do any of the hard stuff. I don't try to do a balayage. I don't try to, shadow root. I don't try to do shadow roots or anything like that. I cut my hair at home myself, and I dye my hair at home myself. That's pretty much it, and I make sure it's easy. Obviously, you can tell this is not done in a salon. I don't care. I like it, and I think it looks good. So, anyway, first part, since we're talking about dyeing hair. For years, I have insert pictures of me in high school and now with dyed hair. I used to dye my hair black, then I started dyeing it purple. Did I do purple first? I did purple first because that's the one I did in high school. So in high school, I dyed my hair purple after dyeing it black. And then, since then, I've done blue, I've done green, I've done orange, I've gone back to black, I've had just straight blonde hair, I've had almost white hair, and then I've kind of over the last couple of years just kind of stuck with red and purple. And by red I mean not my natural red, I mean like bright, deep, rich red. And I did that up until I did the red for quite a while. And I actually did red and purple at once. I kind of gave myself a little halo type thing. That was pretty cool. But since then, I have decided that I was going to let my hair grow out with my natural color, but then I was also going to go ahead and dye it purple. So we're just going to stick with dyeing it purple. And yes, Brad, I have bought your hair color. I do plan on continuing to buy that. I actually need to get a couple of masks. But, so yeah, that is the hair dyeing journey that has gone on over my lifetime. So with that, last week I talked about how I had bought some nails for a wedding and then never ended up wearing them. On top of the nails, we have a wig. I bought a wig. So for this wedding, this specific person, who, mind you, I'm no longer friends with, this specific person did not want anyone to have weird hair colors. Like I just told you, I have had the dyed hair for years and weird colors. That's just me. That's how I am. A few months before this wedding, literally like 2 months before the wedding, about 4 months before the wedding, I dyed my hair purple. Never said anything to me about it, just said that, it looked good. But then a couple of months before the wedding, she goes, "Oh, well, you can't have the purple. I think it's too distracting." Now, mind you, I understand that some people, it's their day. That's perfectly fine if that's your day. But 2 months before your wedding, don't tell me that I can't have the weird hair when you've been talking about your wedding since the previous year. So, there was an issue with that. And so, it turned into either I was going to have to try to royally bleach my hair and fix it after I had just put in all the work to try to dye it, or get a wig. So I opted for get a wig, and this is the one that I got. I have not pulled it out of the box. I have not worn it. It is a lace front wig that I have no idea how to put on. And I have kept it since, just in case I had weird color hair and wasn't going to be allowed to have it at something. Highly doubt that's going to happen again, because I learned my lesson the first time. But we have that just in case. So let's get into the fun part. The fun part is, and I have these all screwed up. Why? Oh, because it goes in with a different one? I don't know. Okay. So I like to go on to Temu. I like to buy the wefts of fake hair, but that looks real, so that way I didn't have to dye my hair. So I have been doing that up until this purple hair. Insert photos somewhere of me with these couple of these different ones in. So the first ones that I have, I think these are the only bits of this one I have. So the first one is I bought like spaghetti noodle hair. I am actually probably going to get rid of the orange and the yellow. I had originally had an idea in my head to do like a sunset type looking hair do with these. And the orange and the yellow just don't look right to me. So more than likely, these ones are going to be going bye-bye. And somebody else can have fun with them. But I have them just in case I do. Until I decide to get rid of them. Think of something to use them for. So the next bit, I think this was it. So this next one, these have already been in my hair before, and I had taken them out, and then I also gave them a nice conditioning bath. On top of washing these in my hair, like why is this all tangled? I'm sorry, they're tangled up really bad. I wash my hair with these in them, like I take a normal shower and everything, but at one point, these were the first ones I ever bought, and they had kind of gotten really kind of bad feeling, like they were dry and horrible, so I left them in a conditioning bath. So this is what I'm left with, and I mixed, so I bought the red by itself, and then I bought the white by itself. So some of these are all just red, kind of like this one is all just red. Some of them are all white, like this one is all white. Some of them are red and white, as you can see. And this one probably could go back in for another conditioning bath. But anyway, this is the bit that I made first to go in my hair. And probably reinsert the picture of this one again. All I do is I braid them into my hair, and I braid them with my natural hair. So I have these ones. These are kind of like I guess you could say they're supposed to be for like, I like going to events. So there would be like Viking or Renaissance events, something like we have a Celtic festival going on here in New Mexico this weekend. So if I was smart, I wouldn't have dyed my hair right beforehand and I could wear these ones. But I decided to dye my hair. So we're not going, that one's supposed to be more like a natural look. The next one I have is, and I think this is the old, hang on, I gotta look for everything. No, this is all of it. Okay. So this one I bought because, actually the second time it was an accident. So the first time I bought it, I thought it would look good mixed with purple. And I put them in, but this red got extremely tangly and extremely dry really fast. So I actually need to put these in another conditioning bath. Because I can show you. Well, maybe I can't. Maybe they're going to make me a liar. Anyway. This is what these look like. So as you can see, this is kind of how they came out of the packaging. And I had to make these really thin. And see, I've already given these one conditioning bath, and they still are kind of, oof. They are extremely long. And they're really pretty. But they tangle really, really, really easily and bad. And I'm kind of one of those, the whole reason I wanted to buy this was because I was tired of having to brush my real hair and pulling my hair out of my head. So I bought these, and this one's still tangled. So the first time I bought it to mix with some purple that I'm going to show you. The second time I bought it by accident. So I ended up with pretty much a full head of this hair that I now have to, I've got to finish putting the elastics and everything in there, but here's a full head of that, which will probably be once the purple fades. And trust me, we're getting to the fun part. My favorite part. We're good with that. So the next thing that I have is, we can insert this picture again. I wore these for Christmas because every year for like the last 2 years now, I have done this Christmas thing back in Ohio where I'm from. And there is like an art museum, and we put on a little thing for this light show that the town puts on. So because of that, I bought these, and I was like, oh, I can sit here and I can do these and have them in for Christmas. Which I don't know what happened to the Christmas ones. I think they kind of fell behind the cabinet, I think is what happened. So I've got to find those. But I have mixtures of all 3 of these. So I have green. A nice pretty green. Which, by the way, I have these separated because they're already in elastics. And then I can just wear them by themselves if I want. But I think they look better as holiday. And I wasn't too crazy about the texture of these ones. It's different, and I'll show you. It's different from the original ones I bought. But we have green. And then here's the difference. Here is how this one starts to look. It does not matter how many times I washed my hair with these in. These still stayed like this. Like really like dry feeling. So I am not crazy about these ones. I don't know how they pop open. I probably should keep that. I'm gonna sit here on camera and tape this shut. Yeah, way to make a YouTube video. Way to make a YouTube video, Jenna. Okay. So we have nice, I mean, like, the red color is really pretty, and that's, like, the bright red that I was dyeing my hair for a while. I'm just not crazy about the texture, and then they tangle pretty bad. So these are kind of, like, not going to get worn. And then, as you can see, I have white, and it tangles just as bad. Like, it's all really dry. Okay, I don't have anything. Oh, okay. It's only made my batteries left. Okay, we'll have to hurry up and finish this. Really, really dry and really bad. Last but not least, I have purple. So here's the first purple that I got to go with the red.
And then I put some of these in it. This was spaghetti purple, which, by the way, looks really good when you mix it with the other one. And then I got more white, but in a, like, pure white and in a better kind. And then I got purple and pink, and it's not showing, purples and pinks and all kinds in here that I need to get dealt with. So eventually those will go in this head, and hopefully I'll have purple in my hair still then, and it'll all look really good. But yeah, so that was it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.